welcome to An Old Man Tries Bunny Hill Horror by Crunchy Fried Games, which is a free game. I believe it's available from a number of... I'll turn these up as well. I believe it's available from a number of platforms. The About talks about this. Newgrounds, Game Jolt, which I've never heard of either of those, and then Congregate and itch.io. I got it from itch. It's worth noting there the Newgrounds and Game Jolt versions apparently have adult content. This one shouldn't, which is good since I'm putting it on YouTube. So I have started the game. As you'll see when I click continue, literally I have started the game. And I'm on the first kind of tab. Looks like it's basically a visual novel kind of point-and-click interface. So we'll click straight in. So as you can see, I'm on the very first. So welcome to Bunny Hill Horror. It's an adventure choosing graphic novel game in which you advance by choosing options below this text. Your somewhat meager inventory is displayed by the icons above, which will flash whenever they can be useful. Once you've had a good check, ring the bell to let the bus driver know you're done. You've arrived at your stop. It's time to get off. And I've looked at none of these. So Mercia Co buses, you'll get buzzers from our buses. I've got a weekly saver, so I can travel on the bus. I've got a letter. Friendly local employment office have put themselves out considerably to help you get this interview, and you better not present yourself badly or your dole money will be cut off. Letter is more call you about details such as what the work involves, what the salary will be, so I'm giving you an interview date and time, the contact name of Oswald Mandias, and a somewhat vague job description of research assistant. Okay, and then I've got my phone. It's a Mercia Co mobile phone. Check your messages. Add cartoon doggies to your selfies. The world's your oyster. It would be if you had any credit. Okay. So I've got a couple of messages. So at 9 o'clock, Dave sent me a message. Do not forget pub quiz at 7 o'clock. Clayton Tavern. Some weird rich guy's quizmaster. Practice. Hurry up and fail your interview. Thanks, Dave. Don't have much power in my phone either. And then... Good luck with your interview. Never give up. You can do it, babes. Don't forget your bezies tonight. When you're rich and famous, mine's a double vodka. Okay, so Claire likes tech speak, apparently. Still says 2. Okay, put phone away. Right, I'll ring the bell. Step on the bus with the same feeling of gloom and inevitable defeat that you always experience in these situations. Thanks, you say the driver, who merely registers your cheap suit, grunts and drives off with the 3 elderly ladies who can find the only remaining passengers this far on the edge of town. You attempt to whistle a cheery tone, but this gets drowned out by the wind. At least there's no doubt you're in the right location. There can't be too many castles in these parts. You cross a small wooden bridge over the stream that runs along the base of the hill, and sigh as you gaze at the monstrosity. Well, time to get this over with. You look up to take strength from the cosmos, and the cosmos responds with the first drops of rain. Okay, well... I mean, we could do these other things, but it would seem like the sensible thing is to go to our interview, so... Okay, there's no path up the hill, and your best, smartest shoes prove to be hazardous companions on the muddy quest. You just about keep your balance from the umpteenth slip, and then notice the view of the town suburbs, which triggers a spark of joy within you. Less welcoming sight of a man standing on the bridge. He's dressed in black and doesn't look as if he plans to move. The metal fence to your east doesn't look welcoming either. North up the hill. Okay, you reach the top, panting and muddy, but feeling a real sense of achievement as Bunny Hill Castle looms above you. You think you see a figure through the open arched doorway. We'll enter the castle. You enter an antechamber to be greeted by a besuited woman sat behind a desk. We've got a clicky thing. You certainly had a better greeting, as you consider. She looks you up and down for an uncomfortably long time. Service entrance is around the side, she hisses before returning to her paperwork. 2 things strike you as odd about the room. One is how secure it is, the only way beyond. The woman's cut off by a hefty-looking bolted door. The second query is a gold nameplate on the desk which reads Daisy Fluffington. I see, she says. Oh, okay, so you could have asked her other questions, but giving her the letter does stuff. I see, she says, taking your letter and checking in as a sheet of paper you're sure she's chosen at random. Well, I suppose you are the general calibre of occupants the employment ministry seem to be shoveling to us these days. Now, if you'd just like to surrender your mobile or tablet or cloud or whatever idiot machines your kind carries these days, we shall proceed. There's a bin here. Then you can follow me inside. I think surrender my phone is a reasonable question. Is there an echo in here, perhaps? She asked, looking around. Or are you not quite capable of understanding basic instructions? Because even our pet dogs can manage that. Will I get it back? For what purpose? To watch amusing cat videos? To play the latest Sonic Brothers games? No doubt because it helps you with all your intellectual pursuits, perhaps. Well, the education you so clearly lack, you receive from Mr. Mandias. Well, frankly, I mean, I guess we'll surrender the phone, because otherwise, Well, who's Oswald Mandias? That's fair. Mr. Mandias is a great man. He's the bedrock of this community, a man of the people and a true visionary. We should consider it an immense privilege to be working with him, even if it would be in an extremely lowly role. What is this place? By this place, you of course mean Bunny Hill Castle, do you not? She waits for you to answer and interrupts you as soon as you open your mouth. It's a beacon of hope to us all, a lighthouse in this sordid and corrupt country. It may be new, but will soon become the past and the future combined. Her declamation ends with her arms outstretched for several seconds of waiting around of applause. You cough politely and think of something else to do. Okay, so apparently now I can't... You walk away? Well, so we go in. Give her the letter. Okay. Sure, we'll do it. Very good, we shall begin. She waves numerous sheets of paper vigorously in the air. This is the application form, the official government approved form. It complies with the Interior Ministry guidelines, gender equality and data protection protocols, the Declaration of Helsinki, and probably the Warsaw Bloody Pact. Now, which gender do you identify with? Are you male, female, transgender, non-binary, or do you simply not wish to disclose such sensitive information? She rips up the sheet and makes a show of examining the other. Disabilities. Are you dyslexic, dyspraxic? Did your daddy never love you? Are you colourblind, gluten intolerant, or just a complete dunce who couldn't find your bottom with both hands? If so, we get brownie points by giving you the job you don't deserve. Isn't that nice and progressive? Let's keep it simple instead, shall we? What is your name? Okay, well, we'll write our name, because, we do want to keep our doll if we don't get the job, and we want to show we made every effort to get the role. Excellent. Now, if that task hasn't exhausted you too much, we'll just move on to... She stops, and you notice a figure has quietly entered the room. This is the new applicant, sire. Another of the Employment Ministry referrals. Excellent. The new voice's arrival is deep and silken, and he has a gleam in his eye as he walks over and lays a hand on your shoulder. It is always a pleasure to welcome new arrivals into our happy team. You look like a good, trustworthy local sort. We must show you the ropes. Miss Fluffington, would you lock up, please? Of course, sire. Okay, we'll follow him. They threw a round trip to camp. Corridor and into a stately parlour which smells of sawdust and paint. Unopened boxes give the sense of a new space waiting to be filled. It tastes very old-fashioned. The old and the new both have much to learn from each other, do they not? My company has come a long way through the advances in communication, database management, and pharmaceuticals. But what does it all mean if the values of the past are forgotten? Chivalry, class, breeding, these cannot be lost. I was bred for success, but I still find time to host my quizzes at the local tavern. Fraternising with the serfs is what keeps a true leader down to earth. Oh yeah, this is going to be a great place to work. On the wall hangs a painting, while a newspaper lies on the table by the gentleman. And so what do you want me to do? For now, your job will be very simple. The household will be attending the local tavern, where I will be hosting the quiz and making a very important announcement. Your first task will be to keep an eye on the castle till we return. Maybe, he vaguely waves an arm, sort out the library, or help Len feed our pets. Yes, that should do. But you never mentioned a night shift. I meant to be going to that pub quiz. Well, I can quickly solve your problem. It's invitation only, so you would not be allowed in. However, you do have an invitation from the Ministry of Employment to do what I tell you to. So serfs. There's no shame in being a serf. However, too many of your kind fall victim to the bombardment of lies from the television and internet. You think you'll make millions without lifting a finger. Then you end up as benefit scroungers, ladies of the night, one of the drug-addled zombies that shame our city centres and give lie to the promises of the modern world. But you're different, I can tell. You'll be a loyal soldier and will take pride in the cause. You've joined myself, Oswald Mandias and Mercia Co. at a very exciting time. We're making big changes. Not just to keep the shareholders happy, to improve our media buzz, but to change the very tide of history. Okay, so we asked him what we wanted to do, so blah, blah, blah. Examine the painting, leave the room, cut my phone back. I don't fancy this surfs. Examine the painting. I do beg your pardon. Do you believe you are a guest in my castle, free to peruse my valuable artifacts and trinkets? Your understanding is erroneous. Now go and attend to your duties. Can I have my phone back? You mean, can you have my phone back? You did not purchase the phone outright, but hired it on a rolling lease. It is a Mercia Co. phone, and I am the King of Mercia. Honestly, you can always rely on the young not to bother reading the terms and conditions. Well, we'll leave the room then. You're in a corridor which circles around the ground floor of the castle. Some of the rooms don't look quite ready yet, but the ones that do have gold plates on the wooden doors. The spiral staircase leads up to the first floor, but its descent is blocked until the buildings can finish the job. I assume they mean ascent? If it's leading up. A painting adds some colour to the torchlit walls. Well, let's examine the painting. Heads of Angels by Joshua Reynolds. Okay, well, let's enter the library. Library is a work in progress, featuring a bookcase containing a single slim leather volume, which somehow stands upright in the middle of its shelf. On the floor are 3 big cardboard boxes, one of which is open, a painting which is on the foot of the wall, patient waiting to be hung up, and a glass-fronted frame containing 2 newspaper clippings. Let's examine the newspaper clippings. It's from the Mercia Sentinel, dated from last week. The much-anticipated Bunny Hill Castle yesterday opened its doors as a new hub of high-tech industry, culture and leadership. Upon the hilltop with its commanding view, celebrated entrepreneur and philanthropist Oswald Mandias was in high spirits as he greeted his dignitaries. It gives me great pride to declare this wonderful building open to all. No longer will our fair region languish in the shadows, but now will be a beacon shining brightly on the international stage. Proceedings took a sour turn as a small number of virtual signalling protesters tried to disrupt the occasion. Security personnel and the dogs were on hand to mete out justice. So it's some very good quality balanced reporting, as is common in the British media. To celebrate the building, and that's sarcasm for those that didn't catch it. To celebrate the building's launch, the Mercia Sentinel is giving away tickets to next week's celebratory pub quiz, usually only available to friends of Mr. Mandias. And see our job section for new handymen, for new positions at the castle. Okay, so it's only one of them that you can look at. Okay, no, read other article, there it is. Other article is also from the Mercia Sentinel, which is clearly a Fox newspaper. Staffordshire businessman Oswald Mandias scored a resounding victory yesterday in Parliament when his bill to relax good clinical practice guidelines was passed by 5 votes. GCP, which is previously the international standard for clinical research, has been seen only being unwieldy and counterproductive. This is a great day for healthcare. For too long, well-meaning companies like Mercia Co. have had our hands tied by red tape and antiquated regulations such as GCP. I ask you, if you or a loved one were dying of a complicated illness, would you not want the drug companies to do everything in their power to save your life? I've known important research trials delayed because the date was in the wrong format. You couldn't make it up. Yeah, you could, because you probably did. The updated guidelines now allow for implied consent on clinical trials, healthcare protection staff general rather than specific training, and continuing on page 94. That's a big paper. Judging the articles, you feel you can take a shrewd guess at which celebrated entrepreneur and philanthropist owns the Mercia Sentinel. Yes, I think I probably could. Okay, what's in the boxes? Selection of books with a typed note that reads, Dear Mr. Mandias, thank you for your purchase of Insta-Library real leather-bound books, all coated with wispy grey dust effect for that genuine appearance of classy expertise. No lawyer's study, private medical practice, or upmarket gentleman's club is complete without it. Now contains multi-sized volumes of Lorem Ipsit filler text for those hard-to-fill gaps. The only book on display has a leather jacket with golden writing which reads Clayton Sewage Committee Minutes. Of course, this will be your first choice for any self-respecting library. Read up on sewage. Okay, you're tired to take the sewage book, appears to be somewhat stuck, then it glides slightly forward with a clunk. Whirring noise makes you step back and you realise the bookshelf has shifted to one side, revealing a dark passage behind. You hope all the puzzles are this easy. We'll examine the painting. It's a painting. Okay. You find yourself in a dank and claustrophobia-inducing section of the castle, which is announced as the crypt, both by gold-plated signs on the walls and several coffins, which stand in stone enclaves around beneath you. The northern entrance to the passage leads to the library, while you hear barking and loud banging through the southern door. A house on a spiral leads downwards. Well, not really keen on the barking, so let's examine the coffins for now. Send the stairs, read the coffin inscriptions for treatment coverings, and they mainly denote Mandias' ancestors through the centuries. Others are marked with epitaphs, such as unknown god-fearing peasant and loyal servant to the kingdom of Mercia. A chink of light flashes from the only metal object down here. Is a 5-digit combination lock attached to a doorway cleverly hidden. Okay, so we're going to need to find a 5-digit code somewhere. Can we go to the library for now? Doesn't seem anything particularly noteworthy to do there. Let's try, because the paintings are just, they have numbers. I mean, maybe at some point these are going to matter. Let's enter the parlour. Antechamber. Examine the paperwork. Talk to her. Okay, no, there's nothing really to do here. Okay. Well, in that case, let's try the passage and let's enter the door. How on earth you get a gate to be more creaky? This guy's a mentalist, pure and simple. You don't think the workman has so much as glanced in your direction, but the rack appears dressed to you. Decide to introduce us. Hi, I've drenched the joints in boiling water, I've dropped grit down there, sandpaper maybe. Then I'd have to take the sodding thing apart again. He'll be asking for more spiderwebs in the crypt next. You're in an immaculately cut garden sloping down the hill. It is littered with heavy equipment and gravestones on freshly dug earth. Spot a shed to the east, beside which huge canines lie dormant. The whole enclosure is fenced off. So what are you doing? What am I doing? I'm a happy worker currently involved in creating a new cemetery. There's going to be a cemetery, apparently, because this shows this castle has a proud heritage and wasn't just opened last week. I don't even want to know where the bodies come from. Can you help me? You're the new research assistant, then. 3 others started last week when this place opened. I heard them going up and down the stairs to the crypt for a few days. Then I didn't hear them again. If I were you, I'd leave and never look back. But you didn't hear that from me. Wish I could help. But they don't let me out either. I tell you what, if you feel like investigating, let me know what you find. Or if you're unhappy, why not leave? Leave? And do what exactly? Join a travelling circus? Compose a grand opera? Play on the wing for Port Vale? I used to work for the council, and that was all right until we were outsourced to this charlatan. Now it's lower pay, worse conditions, the union reps have disappeared, and we have to do whatever old Aussie tells us. Of course, the taxpayer foots the bill. Good deal he's got here. What are those dog things? They're dire wolves, apparently. Some kind of beast that went extinct thousands of years ago, but because they're old, Aussie thinks they must be noble and wants them back. So he messes about with the DNA to get something almost but not quite right. That sums this whole place up. Rumour is he's scrapping the whole daft project. Good thing too, we're up to an exit bloody dragons by the end of the week. Head over to the shed. You're to the east of the under construction graveyard. Fencing topped with razor wire blocks off what you presume to be a private road. Shed with a note pinned on the door. The structure is flanked by huge creatures being only harm sleep. The bolts required to open the shed appear unwieldy, and more importantly, as though they make a lot of noise to open. A bright red dog bowl, eyes and four, is marked Fang and Cerberus. How cute, you think? Yeah, I don't think that's going to go well. But, you know, we're here to find out what happens. The note is written on letterheaded Mercy Co. It's called black marker. To-do list. Make fence door creakier. Feed monstrosities. Arrange books in library. Lock up rooms. Prepare for drug distribution. You die. Yes, I thought that would be what would happen. So back to the crypt. Go to the library. Some of the boxes you've got. So it doesn't look like you can actually do anything with the books. So might return to the corridor. Climb the stairs. Because it's the only thing that I hadn't seen. So, you're in the upstairs corridor of Bunny Hill Castle. There's up with gold plates. Daisy Fluffington, and a couple of Oswald Mandias type, you know, but with all sorts of weird spelling. The staircase leads further up, but again, this will need more work before it can be climbed. Another painting decorates this area. So examine the painting. The blessed Gilam de Toulouse, tormented by demons. Enter Daisy's room. Cloying smell of sticky perfume. 100 eyes gaze you enter. You can a sizable doll collection. Not pictured here, apparently. The rest of the room is also a mess with clothes strewn over some boxes of pills on top of the pill bottles. Potions and lotions for everything from dermatitis to iron deficiency to insomnia. One bottle that might come in useful is labelled Dreamy, Sleepy, Nighty, Snoozy, Snooze. Take the sleeping potion. What in the name of Christ are you doing in my room? Well, I got lost. Get out now. I will stay here for the present to ensure that you do not violate my area again. But we got the potion, which is important, because I think we'll probably use that on the dogs. Yeah, we'll enter that room. Why not? Oh, sorry. Semi-naked woman on the floor. Keep still, walking off. Meditation. It's very stressful living in the modern world. That's what Daddy always says. She puts on a comically deep voice, kind of like I do. Mark my words. They have machines to think for us. Next, they'll have machines to live for us. Silly, really, although maybe he has a point. Anyway, I'm Elf. Thanks for stumbling in. I expect you with the KKK. The KKK? That can be a bit confusing, can't it? The other three research assistants are called Kevin, Karen, and Katie, so the KKK. Clever, isn't it? Please tell me your name. Begins with a K. Actually, no, don't. That would spoil it. KKK isn't a thing. Come to think of it, it's been a long time since I've seen any of them. Still, I suppose Daddy has them hard at work somewhere or other. Oh, tell me about your dad. Oh no? Ostrith? Oh, you mean Sissy Faye? I don't know what's happened to her. I mean, she was here 1 minute and I'm sure she's around and I'm sure she hasn't run off and she was acting a bit secretive. Maybe she's run off. Oh yes, haha. Meditation. That's right. I know she's around somewhere. If you find her, could you take a photo and send it to me? I'd love to, you say, but that fluffy woman took my phone. Fluffy woman, she laughs. I like that. Not to worry, you can have Daddy's DECT phone. He's going to host a pub quiz tonight, so he won't take it. He likes to pretend he doesn't have a phone himself. Silly man. Hit me up on 12169 when you need to. Can you get me out of here? I can barely remember the code for the front door. I usually just ask Daisy. If you do make it outside and get in my good books, I might let you leave Bunny Hill for a couple of hours. After all, I suppose I'm technically a boss now. That means you have to follow absolutely any order I give you until I'm satisfied. Okay. So we can call... So we can call her, but that's it. Okay. The walls are sparse, everything is tidy, to the point where it doesn't appear this bedroom is even lived in. A bed and a bedside table comprise the only two pieces of furniture in the bedside table. 2 photographs of a pretty blonde girl in her 20s and a book of cryptic crosswords largely completed. Besides this, the drawer is bare. Over the bed. Folded sheet of paper. Dear sheet of A4 lined paper. You know, that has not got the same... This has not got the same ring to it, has it, Mr. A4? But I had to burn my real diary. That fluffy lady has been poking and prodding around in this room. I know it. It feels like the whole house closing ranks on me. Even Bob hasn't been around trying to crack on to me lately. Then I'm close to discovering the truth, and I'm scared what will happen before I do. Father keeps a dignified silence as ever, and Sister's vanished so far into whatever weird and wonderful world she lived in, whenever she's not flashing her boobs at everything with a pulse, of course, that she's too unpredictable to trust. Even Len, he's a friend, but he might fold under pressure. So I'm going to the crypt to find out what happened to their stupid... To find out what their stupid mercy plans really are. I need to know what happened to the KKK and what lies in store for the next research assistant. If anyone else is reading this, it means I've been able to return and destroy this message. If you want to follow me, you'll need to be smart. So remember to say aloud, O for 1 to hate. So O for 1 to 8. Seems the whole household infected madness, and I'm not going to succumb to it. Isn't that right? So I need to write that down because I will never remember O1. O for 1 to 8. So that'll be the code for downstairs. So I've got Faye's letter. Got a sleeping potion, which I presume is for the dogs. So why don't we try that? Squirts with the sleeping potion in the dog bowl. This fails to pique their interest. Okay. So that's not what it's for. So in that case, let's examine. So O 4 1 2 8. Okay. Click and a brief mechanical whir. The door unlocks. Enter the door. You descend the dark stone steps to be hit by a foul stench. As you reach the bottom, a fluorescent light flickers and then stays on. Dull groaning noises echo around your head. The room consists of a computer, which is turned on next to an untidy pile of papers, and besides cupboard and shelving. 2 closed metal doors appear to be the source of the noise. They're marked Cell A and Cell B. Read the papers. Skimming through the sort of newspapers and books, paying attention to sections highlighted in green. Drugs epidemic in Manchester. Locals report concerns about the rising number of users of synthetic cannabinoid spice in the Piccadilly area. The users, typically homeless people, seem to be seen acting like zombies in broad daylight, often passed out in front of shops and even defecating in phone boxes. Read the next article. Bodies on the beat. Local male was arrested after fighting off 4 police officers for up to 10 minutes while vigorously self-pleasure and claiming to be an alien. The accused man, Bob Saville, was believed to be under the influence of monkey dust, an artificial hallucinatory subject which causes paranoia. Examine the book. Use of drugs in warfare is a taboo subject, but one as old as warfare itself. From the shaman's brews which aided the Zulus against the British, to the hundreds of millions of amphetamine tablets taken in World War II by the opposing sides, to the Captagon that fuels jihadists in the Middle East. Military pharmacology continues to advance in all major nations, with the Americans, Russians and Chinese all spending heavily on research and production of the next generation of shaman's brews. Okay. Examine the shelves. They're all locked. Use the computer.
Welcome to Mercy Echo, where the past comes alive.
Okay, Mercy Echo intranet. Only a few icons are displayed. These are a phone records database, email, and internet browser. Check email. It's the various scam, spam, and messages you see notified from one may be relevant in the sent folder. Sire, it is regrettable you wish to mothball the genetic alteration program when we had such success with the 2 canines whose DNA were almost identical to direwolves of old, but of course I must respect your decision. However, that does mean we can focus. This does mean we can focus on our pharmacological priorities. Our progress on study drugs A and B is coming along rapidly. I assume these are the 2 drugs that were mentioned in the articles. We already have the substances that permanently adhere to the brain's serotonin receptors and turn the subjects either into, in crude terms, mindless zombies or vicious, unthinking killing machines. Moving to Castle will allow us to fine-tune these experiments with minimal interference. The most important priorities now are to find means for these substances to switch off when we require, and a means of application in unwilling subjects. Intravenous injections are, of course, impractical for our ultimate objective. Okay. Phone records. Click the button like Mercury Co. and get a list of database searches. The most recent one checked very recently hits close to home. So it's our messages and our entire history of messages, phone calls, internet browsing, purchases, and GPS. The entire internet is blocked by Mercy Co. intranet policy. So entering cells seems like a thing that's going to get us killed, but let's do it. As you approach the door, the ominous moaning and stench increase. Beyond this keyhole and bracing yourself to pull over and choke the smell of feces and God knows what else. 3 wailing figures are tied. They fail to register presence and engage the wall. There's a note tied to the wall, but nothing else that compels you to stay. The note reads, study drug A subjects, Kevin, Karen, Keith, new subject arrived today. Oh, that's good. So this is obviously like, how it mentioned that there was adult content in another version of the game. I suspect those shadows would be there. Which is good that they are there, because otherwise I couldn't put this on YouTube. Assuming talking to them does nothing, only effect moaning in response. I assume this is going to get us deaded, maybe? No? You open the door to go into a cell of rotting meat. The room is small and dark, so the source of the odor would be hunks of flesh in a dog bowl. Light shines off cord chains on the ground. Note is attached to the wall. Read the note. Okay. So they gave her drug B and she got away. By the looks of it, we'll take the meat. That should probably be useful. Yep, drop the tainted meat. Spring to life, always training each other apart to get the food. Once the last of the meat, gristle and bone fragments have disappeared, they start eyeing you up, flanking on both sides. One stops to spring up, but hesitate and woozily drifts sideways. The other has lost interest in you, and soon both drop to land and drift off to their direwolf dreams. Yep, so they're out cold. Shed doesn't appear to be stocked up yet. It does contain 2 sturdy work boots, which you take before going back outside. Okay, so we have some boots. And a letter, and sleeping potion, and more rotting meat still, apparently. Okay, I'm not sure. I mean, I can climb the stairs, I can examine the painting, which doesn't do anything. I can call her. Apparently, no. It doesn't seem like I can actually do anything with the phone. I can go to her room. So we've done all those. Can you get me out of here? Approach her? Stay in the doorway for an hour, get on the big bad roll, come straight up here. Okay. Can I give her the letter? Okay, yes I can. She takes finger and drags it across the prose of Faye's diary. First she notices her eyes narrow, then her cheeks red and her mouth comes a snarl. Too unpredictable to trust? Anything with a pulse? Give me that paper. Give it to me before I gouge your eyes out. Meditation. Calm, happy thoughts. I am a graceful heron perched on a tranquil lake at sunrise. Oh, so that doesn't help. I could give her that. Okay, well, I mean, it did something, but it doesn't seem to have changed anything much. Doesn't seem to be anything much in here. She's still in there. But if she's in the room, then presumably she's not here? Yeah. Front door is locked with a combination lock which has 4 digits. Examine the crossword book. Crossword only has 1 clue filled in. 10 across means brie. More knowing use for a notice called on the margins. Angels and demons, nymphs and the queen. Okay, so we need to find the painting. Angels and demons is 17. So heads of angels is 1786. So if I go to the antechamber and that's not it, apparently. Angels and demons, nymphs and the queen. Hylas and the Nymphs by J.W. Waterhouse. Tormented by Demons is 1790. Okay, well, he's gone away. That's handy. What's in the newspaper? Politicians in sex and drug scandal. Opposition candidate members have been placed under armed arrest after releasing a drug and prostitute fueled rampage. Spent yesterday afternoon conference with Oswald Mandias, into whom they were leading an investigation. Following the reporting seen drinking during the company of the attractive young lady known as Elf, and became violent, attacking bystanders and like ferocity. Meanwhile, Brian entered an almost catatonic state and is still not responding to any stimuli. This has led to the abandonment of the investigation into Mercia Co., which is, you know, obviously exactly. This is Queen Guinevere's maying John Collier. So there's two dates, 1786 and 1790. So what if I add them together? Maybe. What's that? 3576? Am I supposed to click on something? Yeah, Angels and Demons in from the Queen, which, you know, is clearly a reference to the... Not sure where I'm supposed to be clicking to... So it's not 1790, it's not 1786. See, the Maying doesn't have a... There's nothing on there. And it doesn't have a date on it. The library doesn't have a date on it. I've done all of the other examinations. There's a painting circa 1790. I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe, like adding the two together. Might do it. And I've done everything down here. I don't know what the boots are for. I'm clearly missing something with with the paintings. I don't know what it is. I mean, Hylas and the Nymphs doesn't have anything. This is 1786. The other one's 1790. It's not the average of them. It's not the sum of them. It's not either of them. I can't actually call Elf. I mean, I've got her number, 12169, but that doesn't help me very much. I mean, I could show the... Boots don't do anything. Showing of that doesn't do anything. Showing her any of that doesn't do anything. Well, I will admit to being stumped at this point. I'm not sure what it intends for me to do here. It's clearly something to do with the paintings. But the obvious things of the two dates, adding the two dates together, averaging the two dates, none of those seem to be the answer to the code to the front door. Can't get into Daisy's room because we've been in once. There's nowhere else out of here. You can just read the newspaper or examine the painting. Doesn't do you any good. So yeah, bit stumped, bit stuck. Not sure how this puzzle is supposed to be solved. So if anybody's watching this and figures they've worked it out, leave a comment, I guess, because otherwise I'm stuck here, and we'll have to call my run to the end. It does do the game auto saves. Okay, so exit to menu. Anyway, thanks for watching. If it looks interesting to you, it is a free game, so you can go and grab it from itch or one of the other places. Yeah, as I said, if you work out the answer, let me know what I'm missing. Okay, thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.